Hello, beautiful people. How are you guys doing today? I'm so glad to be your midst on a day like this. Thank God today is Friday and the weekend, has started already, and I'm sure you guys are going to have fun this weekend, okay? So, still on the Ooni of Ife's Palace stories, what is coming out? This next story is one story that is really so amusing. It's also very, very, very interesting to me, and you understand why by the time we're going to the story proper. Okay, so fresh trouble, for Ooni of Ife as Princess Peju viciously attacks Kabiyesi over claims of disrespecting her by suspending the purported marriage hitherto planned for this weekend. Yes, you heard me well. Yeah, you recall that a lot of us have been waiting anxiously for when the new Luris, will be announced, and we've been waiting and waiting all this while, without any news, not even any sign, any clue from the Union of Ife. If you guys know that Ooni of Ife is not one to shy away from the public marriages because he's a man that likes celebration, he's a man that likes party, funfair, and whatever. So for him not to have done that, a lot of factors might be responsible for that. Based on the current happenings in and around the palace for some time now. Maybe the pressure from Paropo, the pressure from the Ifa priest, the pressure from Gise elders, pressure everywhere, advising Ooni of Ife to pipe down, prune down the numbers of wives, suspend this idea of bringing more wives, warnings, and I mean, general warnings from a lot of people, a lot of prophetess, a lot of spiritualists. Our great Yamifa, also had something to say, by way of cautioning our dear KBC. So we are being told that at this time that Princess Peju, viciously attacks. I mean, it's been rumored that she viciously attacked Kabiyesi, because in her words, Kabiyesi has disrespected her, I mean, woefully, by suspending, I mean, the purported marriage that was supposed to be have been planned for this weekend, like we heard, from the grapevine. So apparently, rumors, permutations have been very rife very rife that Kabiyesi was supposed to introduce Princess Peju and possibly one other Olori together. The other Olori being rumored here is, I'm sure, the pretty lady that is moving all over the place with Kabiyesi, the one that has cornered Kabiyesi right now. It's being speculated that she's actually a new wife. And like I always say, this is what is making it rounds in the social media, and we have also announced it. But the truth of the matter is, if you look at the way that the closeness of that woman to Ooni of Ife, how she moves, with Ooni of Ife so closely in most public fora, you will, be left to actually conclude that she looks like a new Olori, and she's got all the paraphernalia of royalty. Don't get me wrong, okay? So it is being said that it is this lady, that has now cornered Ooni of Ife, that is supposed to be the second person with a Princess Peju that was supposed to have been announced this weekend, as we are hearing, okay? So according to this interesting development, Princess Peju is alleged to have been enraged by Kabiyesi's unilateral decision to abruptly jettison the marriage plans, describing his actions as too pedestrian, draconian, and condescending for a man with such enviable egalitarian disposition, like him. The truth of the matter is that Oni I mean, he remains a great man. He's a great king, and he's the Onirusha. And I mean, he knows what he's doing, and I believe he takes responsibility for some of his actions. Okay, no matter how unsatisfactory some of them may be to some of these Oloris. Okay, so the thing is, he's not just an ordinary king. I mean, he's the spiritual leader of the Yorubas. In his capacity, he has the right to take unilateral decisions. Sometimes when he takes this decision, there might be other underlying factors. Like what I announced earlier on, that he could be facing pressure from And so many people, Paropo, Yamifa, Ifa priest, even the Gese elders, don't forget. And even pressure, humongous amount of pressure from even the Oloris that are already there. Okay, so there are combinations of factors that could have been responsible for the postponement of this marriage, or the purported suspension of this marriage, which has not come so good to Princess Peju. She was rumored to have accused our dear Kabiyesi of betrayal, claiming this was not what he had promised her, that convinced her to leave her comfort zone in Canada, where she currently serves as a commissioner. Don't forget that she was I think, made a commissioner either May or June this year, in the in the state of Ontario. I mean, that's a big one. So she equally asked what the other purported new wife, has that she doesn't have. She's still referring to that lady that we've been announcing, that she's a new wife. She's still talking about her. She's asking, what does she have that I don't have? Okay, is it the pedigree? Is it in fame? Is it the name? Name it. But I mean, I don't know why she's asking all these questions, because Ooni of Ife knows exactly the reason why he's not spending more time with this purported new Olori. I mean, he is a man. Sometimes, when a man sees a woman that he likes, it could just be for any other reason outside the physical beauty that you see. Okay, so I'm not Ooni of Ife, so I don't live in a palace, like I always say, and I don't even know the workings of his mind. The reason why he has decided to spend more time with this new Olori, I cannot fathom it, and no one else can ever do that except him. Okay, but this is what everyone is complaining about, not just Princess Peju, but several of the Oloris currently in the palace. Okay, so according to the story, she asked why Kabiyesi developed cold feet after he had bankrolled. You recall that a lot of people had accused Kabiyesi that he was the one that bankrolled that 1 week long celebration of that birthday that started all the way in Lagos, in the Ooni of Ife's palace, and climaxed at no other place than the Ojaja Arena. I mean, that celebration. And don't forget that that perfume that was bought, to to as gift to her. All this news was in the public domain, and we all saw it. Okay, so she is asking her that after you bankrolled my birthday bash, and made it, I mean, the news all over the place, is this what you want to do to me? Honestly, a lot of people, including myself, are surprised at how Ooni of Ife so quickly moved away from her after all the pomp and pageantry that followed that birthday celebration. Honestly, even up to now, all of a sudden we were not hearing of Princess Peju again. So I don't know. I don't know. So that's why they say in our local parlance that no, they too do pass yourself, oh, honestly, because there's always consequences for such behaviors. Princess Peju, why did you show yourself like this? When you have not been married, because she was all over the place, creating tension for the Oloris, dragging the spaces, and I mean a lot. So I'm sure she'll be regretting by now. But in as much as I find the story interesting because it makes me happy, yeah, of course you know why. And I wonder how somebody of Princess Peju, with all her brilliance and global experience, not understand the peculiarity of Ooni of Ife's palace ever-changing dynamics. Those who understand the working of the palace will understand that there are a lot of dynamics that happen and they are all evolving every time. So you really have to follow at the fast pace to catch up with some of the happenings. Okay, so how is it possible for her not to see the handwriting boldly written all over the palace? Why would she why would she be pushing so hard for the marriage at a time both Paropo and Ifa priest and several other people are asking Kabiyesi to reduce the numbers of the Oloris in the palace? Is she oblivious of Kabiyesi's rumored constant love conundrum with Queen Naomi? Why is she not worried about that? Honestly, why is she not worried about that? Is it a must that she must get married to Kabiyesi Does she not feel this is not the best time, to force this sort of marriage? Kabi's decision to suspend marriage plans could be as a result of so many factors, like I've already insinuated. And the man, I pity him a lot because he has been under tremendous pressure from so many quarters, from the dad, from Ifa priest, from Iyamifa, from Gise elders, from even some of the palace chiefs. Not too long ago, we also did a story of the altercation that happened at the palace when the discussion of the approval or no approval for the new Oloris, came was handled. Okay, so the thing is, this is what we are hearing at this time, and the story is with me, Sha, because I recall when Peju was all over the place, trying to. I mean, she was already dragging the spaces, with the Oloris that were there, and she was just overdoing it in my thinking at that time. Little did we know that we were going to get to this situation. So well, like I always say, no, none of them has my sympathy. I mean, I cannot, I don't, I mean, I can't sympathize with these people. I believe that they saw the handwriting, boldly written, and they all went into what they are doing. Okay, so it's all fine. My joy is that our dear Queen Naomi is completely, uh, insulated from all these dramas. That is my biggest joy. Okay. So this is what we are hearing at this time. And the thing suit me well. Now say make I just drop on here like sharp, sharp, sharp. Okay. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. And most importantly, thank you for subscribing. Okay. Madam Jumai, yeah, this is one interesting fan of this channel. The last time I engaged you, it was so beautiful. I mean, your thought process is amazing. Thank you for stopping by all the time. God bless you. And for all other people who come around to express, to share their thoughts, I want to say God bless you. Keep them coming, okay? So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to see you soon. Bye bye.